explain a little bit about one of the key aspects that were brought in by Janani as well on cybersecurity? Very quickly, how important is cybersecurity in the industry, and what are the things that stakeholders need to do?
Yeah, cybersecurity is very much important when it comes to connectivity. With the PCS incorporation and digitalization comes in, more and more ports and stakeholders are going to be connected. The connectivity means there is a risk. So there are different rules and regulations imposed by IMO as well for cybersecurity under Bureau Veritas. There are 200 odd guidelines given, and each not only for computer-based information transmission, it is also for any instrument, any machine using a firmware, using an operating system, having connections to any outside network has to have. So there are a whole lot of more than 250 odd regulations under Bureau Veritas. So coming back to our context, in cybersecurity, first of all, any organization should do is before we go into a digitalization in mass scale, we have to understand the risks. We have to assess the risks and understand the risks and categorize them and develop a comprehensive assessment and a plan, so that we know any risk happens, we have a plan and we have a timeline for that, recovery plan for that. Likewise, it is very important to have a risk assessment plan. Then most of the organizations, they even now some do segregation of core critical networks from less critical networks physically. So in CICT we do that. I know in a lot of organizations also considering security as a key important factor, they do that. So we try to avoid a lateral damage. So then access control in the form of multi-factor is also very it's not a password, it's not only a password, it's a multi-factor password. These are all I have extracted from the guidelines they have given from the IMO. So also they have indicated very clearly the patch management. Sometimes the patch management we don't pay much attention. Firmware patches, operating system patches, and also application software patches. Critical patches has to be done pertaining to security. This is a must. So I know in certain organizations patches are not done on time. So we are creating vulnerabilities. We are opening doors. One day there could be an attack, and then closing the doors is not going to work. So then intrusion detection and prevention mechanisms like firewall deployment at different levels, those are basics. I think a lot of people are doing it. But only thing is, when selecting firewalls, service partners, you have to select from maybe Magic Quadrant, number 1, leaders. You have to select from proper people. And it's not for the sake of deploying something you deploy. You have to be 100% confirmed that the security mechanism you have deployed under ITS IPS is really going to save you from potential risks. But only thing is, Chris, it is not, cybersecurity is not something which is put and forget. You have to review every day. It's going to be your life. And then penetration testing is also very much important. You penetrate and see whether you can hack it. You can hack it. If you can hack it, anybody can hack it. Likewise, these things has to be done, and result sets has to be saved, and audits has to be done on a periodic basis, and your system has to be kept up to date. So when you have systems communicating with other systems like PCS, when you are connecting to PCS, one day when we are going to PCS, we are connecting lot of entities together in one platform, then security is the key. And we have heard this huge massacre which has happened recently, not recently, actually a few years ago, in a very common shipping line. So it has made lot of issues and has gone in days of blackouts. So we want to avoid this. We want to really avoid this. But Sri Lanka, since PCS and all the other technologies are now coming in, bandwidths are expanding, we are exposed. So we have to consider this.
Thank you, Jayanta.